Team USA takes down the mighty Dominican Republic. And who will they face next in the final game of the World Baseball Classic, baby? It's going down right now. Venezuela is currently playing Italy. Will USA get a matchup again with Italy? Who knows? We're going to cover all of it right now on this episode of the Dugout Dispatch. Here we go, baby. What's up, everybody? I'm Steve Joe here with you on the Dugout Dispatch. Got my right-hand man, Tyler Edmonds, also from Cubs on Tap. Tyler, how you feeling today, man?
Steven, man.
We'd be cranking Freebird right now.
Woke up. Anytime Team USA gets a victory in anything, you had the hockey game like a few weeks ago, and now baseball.
Yeah, man.
We're getting a big fat dub in that last night, a big one. I'm outstanding. I'm outstanding, Steve.
What a game Monday. What a game. I was texting, I got a group chat with some of the guys in the band and our crew guys. I was texting them last night before the game started. I was like, I'm about to blare Freebird nonstop for 9 innings in my entire house during this game.
You could, as long as that song is, you could have started it at the beginning of the game, and by the time the game was over, it may be finishing up.
Maybe into the first guitar solo.
They have been. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Wow, what a game! And I mean,
a game.
It's one of those games that I love. You know, like it makes me kind of think about this previous Super Bowl. A lot of people were kind of like, oh, there wasn't a lot of points scored, because I love good defense. Just like in baseball, I love good pitching. Yep. I love good starting pitching. I like good relief pitching. And I mean, we have just seen the Dominican Republic so far during the World Baseball Classic just dominate, at least put up 5 or more runs.
They were playing the DR up until last night was playing MLB The Show like on rookie mode and just blasting everybody away. But like you said, good pitch, man. I'm the type, so I get it. The casual fan would look at an awesome pitching matchup and just think, oh, this is, boring. And I get it. There's not a lot of runs and when you have a really, really good pitching matchup, but for a lot of guys like yourself and me and the diehards, I love a good pitching matchup. And last night, Severino, hats off to Severino last night. His best outing I've seen him throw since probably when he was on the Mets.
Yeah.
What a performance by him alone. And obviously Paul Skenes too. But yeah, man, Severino just kicked it off and just there at the beginning. I was a little nervous because Severino was hitting 98, 99 and USA was not touching it.
Yeah. Got a little nervous there for a little bit. I mean, just the first 4 or 5 innings. Wasn't just a lot going on, but great pitching.
Oh yeah, I think out of the first 9 batters that Severino faced, I want to say he struck out 5, at least 5, maybe even 6. But dude was nasty. And the cool thing, hopefully Severino, and I get it, he's amped up. That's probably the most meaningful game, the most serious game he's played in since he was on the Mets. And that's no diss to the A's. It is what it is. He even admitted it after he signed with the A's. Like it was almost like he wanted out right after he signed with the team, because I don't think he understood the situation he was in Las Vegas, playing in a minor league ballpark. Probably hard to get amped up. And then you go to Miami last night and just 30,000 fans, 80% was probably 80% at least was pro Dominican Republic. Felt like a home game for him. And man, he showed out, dude. He really did. Hats off to him though.
He did. I mean, Paul Skenes. What can you say about this guy? What can you say about this buddy? I mean, can we just go ahead and say he's the best pitcher in baseball right now after that performance? Because, I mean, that may be the toughest lineup I think he's ever faced in his entire career.
Easily I mean, and you can even go back to, I can't remember which was it last year he started the All-Star game, and I get it. It just, you could say what you want about the All-Star game, and I love the All-Star game, but last night was the one time that you have that amount of talent on both sides. And yeah, you have All-Star game lineups and rosters, but there's more on the line last night than there was in the All-Star game. And even the players, people can say what they want about, oh, well, it's not that serious. It's just for fun, blah, blah, blah. Players, so many players were openly admitting, Julio Rodriguez, for example, I would rather win a World Baseball Classic than a World Series. They were saying that. It just means that much to them. Whether most fans want to believe that or not, like multiple players had said that. So yeah, I think you could easily say that last night was the toughest lineup that Paul Skenes faced. And yeah, he only got 2 strikeouts. And yeah, he had one mistake to Camargo or Junior Candelario, sorry. But Candelario hit 40 plus bombs last year. Again, all-star lineup, all-star player.
Almost won the home run derby.
Almost won the home run derby. But for him to perform the way that he did was outstanding. Outstanding. And hats off to Mark DeRosa, too, because we talk about pitching, and Mark DeRosa, you could have – I want to say in that round, both starters could have thrown 90 or 95 pitches, and the fact that Paul Skenes was taken out after, I believe it was just a little over 75, a lot of people can say, oh, well, you had 20 more pitches. Yeah, but I'm sorry, that DR offense – with Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Vladimir Guerrero, Ketel Marte, J-Rod, and I know I'm forgetting a Perdomo.
Yeah.
I'd say after 2 times in the lineup, even Paul Skenes, I don't care who you are, after 2 times in that lineup, that third round of the lineup may get to you. And yeah, he I want to say he got runners on first and second, and to go from Paul Skenes to either I believe it was Taylor Rogers. I believe it was Taylor Rogers. Yeah.
Taylor Rogers. Yeah.
So, like the exact opposite, the exact opposite of a pitcher from Paul. You go from Paul Skenes throwing 98, 99 to a Rogers who throws dang near submarine at 81 miles an hour at best and getting Juan Soto to ground out into a double play. It's just, outstanding.
It's outstanding, man. I was texting the guys last night, and I was like, Skenes pitched 5 innings and only allowed 1 run against an elite DR team that's got Vladdy Guerrero Jr. in the lineup, Tatis Jr. at leadoff, Juan Soto, Manny Machado. And I mean, the list just keeps on going. Saw those guys for 5 innings and only allowed 1 run. He's never won a game like that in his entire career.
No, not like that. Pirates. Yeah.
So I was just happy for Paul Skenes.
It's crazy to think for Paul Skenes too. Paul Skenes is probably like, because there was multiple plays in this game on both sides, from the J-Rod robbery of Aaron Judge to Aaron Judge throwing out Tatis at third base. Paul Skenes isn't used to that. Paul Skenes isn't used to turning around and seeing a guy in Aaron Judge in right field have a cannon like, and no disrespect to the Pirates, but to just to have a laser arm like that, or a Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop. Bobby Witt, if there's one guy I'm excited, well, I'm obviously, everybody's excited about Bobby Witt, but if there's one player that, if I had to say, goes a little unnoticed in this WBC, I think it's Bobby Witt, just because his bat, yeah, he's hit the ball all right, but his glove, so many plays, I don't want to say have gone unnoticed, but like you just forget about him because there's other stuff, especially with last night's game. But for Paul Skenes to turn around and see Bobby Witt making those plays at shortstop, he's not used to that. So this whole thing, he's like, man, I like this. I can't wait till my contract runs out with Pittsburgh so I can go somewhere else.
Exactly. And I got to give a shout out to DeRosa because he's been getting a lot of slack.
He has. And we gave him slack last episode. We did.
Exactly.
I did.
Rightfully so. And I mean, rightfully so, but he did such a great job, I think, with roster management because a
He
lot of
did.
people were kind of skeptical about him putting Gunnar Henderson in over Bregman
Yeah.
until I learned why. Gunnar Henderson was 7 for 9 against Severino last season. And so that was the reason why he got the start instead of
Yeah.
Alex
Hits
Bregman.
the
And
game
boy,
time.
did
Hits
it
the
pay
game time
off.
home run.
Boy, did it pay off. So shout out to DeRosa.
Which real
Got it
quick,
right last game.
for sure. Which real quick, I know we like. 'Cause, I mean, there wasn't much offense in this game. You had the
Yeah.
Candelario home run in the early in the game.
I
Gunnar
love
Henderson.
games like that.
Yeah, you had Gunnar Henderson bounce back with a home run, and then another guy, one guy that I'm excited to see how he does a full 162, hopefully healthy. Roman Anthony hits the go-ahead home run later in the game to make it 2-1, and like I said, you talk about Bobby, we talk about Bobby Witt, the plays that he made. Roman Anthony with his bat in that situation, man. I'm so excited. And David Ortiz post game last night and A-Rod, both of them were talking Roman up big time, man. And
Rightfully
he's a
so,
guy.
man.
Oh, for sure.
That's their future. That's their future for the Red Sox. 100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And he is a guy that just they had high praise for him. So I really hope he has a healthy season this year because it'll be awesome to see what he can do.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see what kind of season a lot of these guys have, like Roman Anthony. High expectations for Gunnar this year with the Orioles. They made a lot of moves. Looking at Paul Skenes' stats last night, he pitched 4.1 innings, so only 6 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts, and just put on a freaking clinic. And then if you look at the United States bullpen last night, Rogers was 0.2 innings pitched, 0 runs.
Go ahead and say the next guy you're about to say.
Jax had 1.0 innings pitched, 0 runs. David Bednar pitched an
inning, 0
runs, 2 Ks.
Bednar, real quick. Bednar last night.
He's been a stud.
That's two back-to-back outings for Bednar that have been so ballsy, Steve. Ballsy. Gets runners on second and third. I believe last night it was second and third with maybe no outs and gets out of it. Did the same thing. I cannot remember his last outing. It was I don't think it wasn't Great Britain. It may have been the Mexico game, but he got in a jam in another game. I believe it was Mexico and was lights out. That dude is back. He struggled a little bit with Pittsburgh just before he got traded to the Yankees. There was a lot of question marks with him. He goes to New York, kind of iffy at first, finishes off on a strong note, and then just comes in this WBC and dude, he made okay. And we'll talk about the call at the end of the game here in a minute, but say what you want about the DR and that call and oh man, that cost the game. They had so many opportunities to score in other situations. There was actually 4 separate times they had runners in scoring position, twice with less than 2 outs. And one of those situations was when Bednar was in. Bednar, I want to say there was runners on second and third. Tatis is up with 1 out, and Bednar just carved him up, made him look silly, made him look completely silly, struck him out.
His stuff is so nasty.
When his splitter is doing the things that David Bednar's splitter can do, dude, you can't touch it. You cannot touch it. And he showed it last night who was after him? Whitlock?
Whitlock was after him. Let me get back.
He was nasty, dude.
Innings pitched, 0 runs, 2 Ks.
And one of those Ks, did you not see Manny Machado? He made Garrett Whitlock made Manny Machado look like it was his first had never seen Major League, made him look stupid, which don't get me wrong, he'd make me look stupid too. But man, just was filthy, Steve. Filthy.
Just straight dealing on the mound, man. It's just straight dealing on the mound. And then that leaves us with the closer, Mr. Miller, baby. He is so fun to watch pitch. 1 inning pitch, 0 runs, 2 Ks. Now, let's get in to him striking out. It wasn't Tatis Jr. He was on deck.
Perdomo. Tatis
Perdomo.
Jr. was on deck. And don't get me wrong. It sucks that you don't want to end the game. And Juan Soto had a strikeout too. I believe it was Garrett Whitlock. Garrett Whitlock struck out Juan Soto in the 8th on a pitch that was a ball. But I tell you this, I have never been the type, and you could go back and listen to every Cubs on Tap episode we've done after a game, after we've lost. I've never been the one to point at balls and strikes as the reason why we lost that game. I can't stand it. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own views on stuff. I cannot stand it when somebody wants to take one strike call or one ball call. They want to pull those 2 out and try to make it sound like that's the reason. Yeah. Can't stand that.
I mean, we don't have the ABS in the WBC. It's probably going to be in the WBC next year. But here's my takeaway from it. Mason Miller's slider just wasn't sliding last night. I kept yelling at the TV. I was just like, paint the fastball. Just keep throwing the fastball, paint it. They're not hitting 102 fastball off you as long as you paint it. And then it was a breaking ball that he threw to win the game. Now, if you think about it, well, Mason Miller threw the breaking ball to Perdomo at the very end of the game last night. But
I think his slider looks sometimes like almost like a curveball. Like
was
sometimes
it a slider, the last pitch.
Yeah, he's a fastball, basically a fastball slider guy. He has a changeup, but his slider sometimes, like when he gets on top of it, it almost looks like a curveball.
Gotcha. Well, maybe it was a slider. I thought he threw a change.
But I'll be honest. Sometimes the way he throws it, and as hard as he throws, sometimes it'll look like, if he's on top of it, it almost looks like a curveball. Sometimes he throws it so hard, it looks like a splitter.
Right. Well, regardless, if you think about from the umpire's perspective, it looked like it was like right in the zone. And then at the very end, it dropped out and the umpire called it a strike. So here's the other thing too. Will Smith is such a great catcher. I mean, the dude's got at least two World Series rings. This is my only thing against the ABS is it's going to take away how great these pitchers are at framing the pitch. And that's all it was. Will Smith did a great job of framing that pitch last night, called a strike. The game was over. Now, it obviously wasn't a strike. Looking back at it now, you can clearly see it from the replay. And if the ABS system was being used last night, we'd be talking about a different ending right now. Hopefully one where the Team USA still wins. But it could have been a different ball game. Maybe it went into extra innings, or maybe the Dominican Republic would have won. But again, shout out to Will Smith. I think that he did a great job framing that pitch. Miller came in there clutch with the last pitch at the end. I know that's been all over X and social media today. That pitch. What's your takeaway? I mean, my takeaway is I thought that was one of the last times that we'll probably see great framing from a catcher without the ABS this season. But
with the ABS, I'm pretty sure in the 9th inning, I think the ABS rules change a little bit in the 9th inning. I think you get an extra call or something. I could be wrong on that. But at the same time, that situation right there, bottom of the 9th, let's just say there was ABS, bottom of the 9th, last pitch, called strike. Yeah, I'm going to tap my helmet. I'm going to do it. But at the same time, with catchers still doing that, doing a good job of framing, we're still going to see that because in the middle of the game, you have a catcher that has a good frame job. Well, that hitter may be a little like hesitant on, oh shoot, he framed that pretty good. I don't know if do I need to waste it on that one right now? Because then let's say earlier in the game, the hitter does that. And so, oh shoot, now we get to the 8th inning, for example, with Juan Soto, and he can't challenge it now because it's done been used. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I can't look at that. It sucks that the game ended on that call, but from the umpire's perspective, you could say whatever you want. As hard as Mason Miller was throwing in these, and again, if that was USA, we'd be upset too. But at the same
Sure.
time, they had at least four opportunities earlier in the game to score. Tatis Jr., what are you doing running to third base with less? Like, what are you doing running to third base right there when you have Aaron Judge in right field with the arm that he has? You
Oh,
can't
dude,
do that. You
the
get
whole
runners on.
DR's batting average last night against Paul Skenes
It was
was
bad.
.125. It was
You get
insane.
runners.
They were 4 for 32 with 10 strikeouts, 2 doubles, 2 walks, and an HBP versus Paul
They
Skenes
did the
last night.
exact opposite, Steve, of what the every game up until last night, they were patient. They were patient. They were getting their pitches and slowing the game down to their tempo. They were putting the game at their own tempo. Last night, it felt like they were just chasing for that moment, chasing for that. I want to be the one. Now, Candelario, yeah, he got it. But the rest of the night, it's like, especially when they got down 2-1, look at Tatis, for example, with runners on second and third with one out, striking out on doesn't
Yeah.
swing in a pitch in the zone.
And
Manny
the DR,
Machado.
Dominican Republic were averaging 10.2 runs per game
Yeah.
across first 5 games of the
Now,
WBC.
granted, they hadn't seen the pitching that USA has,
No.
but still, like, I can't sit here and say that, oh man, that pitch at the end of the game, that call, that's what cost it, because it's not. It's not what
It's
cost
not.
it. It's just that's the lasting image that everybody has at the end.
Sure.
Oh my God. Because don't get me wrong, a Tatis Mason Miller matchup with runners on second or runners on first and third, oh, that would have been epic. Two teammates battling it out at the end of the game to see who goes on to the finals. That would have been awesome. Everybody wanted to see Tatis in that situation. And honestly, back that up. Everybody but me wanted to see that because Tatis, I felt like, was due that game. And had Tatis came up in that situation, I think the DR would have won. I really do.
Exactly.
but
That's the thing. I mean, that runs is what wins games. And when you're averaging over 10 runs the last 5 games and you only got 1 run last night, it wasn't the last pitch that lost you the game.
Oh, for sure.
Lack of runs.
That's
why
easy.
good pitching is so important. And I'm glad that we got some new guys in the bullpen because they haven't seen Tyler Rogers yet in the WBC and some of the other guys that they put in. So, yeah, I mean,
it's easy for everybody to point and say, this is what cost them. And they look at that pitch and it's just like, it's not. It sucks. It sucks that that's how it ended. But
hindsight's 2020. When you've had a whole day now, like we've had to process, I mean, should have got some more. You ain't going to win a ball game with 1 run.
I'm not going to sit here like Jeff Passan and write a big giant article on why those 2 calls between the Juan Soto call and the Perdomo call is what cost this game from being. It was a memo. I'm gonna remember this game until the next W. Oh, you remember that USA DR game? Like this game, I'm gonna remember this game. People can say whatever they want.
It's good for the sport because when the WBC comes around next year, I think you're going to see more players that wants to play for their home country. There's going to be more players, I think, that want to play for Dominican Republic again because they've got this bad taste in their mouth. You can't tell me that there's not some pissed off Japanese players. And I also saw that their team manager is stepping down. I don't think he'll be managing the team next year. He's retired.
Oh, for Japan?
Yeah.
I didn't see.
But you'll probably see like more Japanese players that want to go back and play because they lost and they want to make it, and so it's just it's good, stokes the fire. And this is one of the best years for the WBC I think we've ever seen because for years it's been people's been like, well, I don't know if I want to go play because I want to try to stay healthy and just focus on spring training. But something about this season, I don't know if we've ever seen so many elite superstar, all-star caliber players that's wanted to go back and play for all these countries. And it's just really done numbers, I think, this year for the World Baseball Classic.
It's really good to see this, especially coming up on an off season where we could potentially we're going to have a lockout, and this having the recognition that baseball has right now, it puts so much pressure on those guys in those conversations trying to work out a deal with the Players Association on both sides. And so it's good. This is a good thing. Bryce Harper had a good quote about just all the
I
teams
missed
coming
it.
together, different cultures playing and stuff. Like everybody wants to give USA crap about, oh well, they don't show emotion,
Sure.
they don't dance, they don't do this, and it's like that's you got your captain by Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, all those guys. They're not the hoorah jump around dancing thing. There's nothing wrong with it though. I enjoy watching DR do what they do. I enjoy watching Venezuela play tonight and the way they carry themselves. Like Italy, same way, how they have so much fun. Japan,
I
you
love
can
it.
say what you want about Japan. Watching Japan play is pretty similar to watching Team USA play. The only difference is Japan's fans, that whole stadium, it is night and day compared to how fans are here in America. And
Yeah,
so for
absolutely.
and
I
so
mean,
for
but when
people,
you look at the roster, who's the biggest character player on Team USA? Probably PCA as far as having the biggest personality. I mean, Paul
probably,
Skenes ain't making TikToks.
yeah, and
Aaron Judge ain't making TikToks.
it's just who they are. And so for people to be like,
Exactly.
oh, well, they need to show emotion and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's kind of a damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because if they
Right.
were to show emotion, people are just going to complain, oh, well, it's fake, it's forced, it's this, it's that. Well, it's like, well, which one do you
But
want?
but the emotion they have been shown is very real and genuine,
Yeah,
authentic.
it
Like
is.
I've loved watching Paul Skenes this entire WBC because this means something to him. He was in the Air Force, and my hats off to Paul Skenes for serving this country
Well,
and all our
he
other
was in
veterans
he
out
went
there.
to the Air Force Academy. Like,
Well, he
I
went to
think,
the Air Force Academy. He played for the team Air Force, but he also
yeah,
paid for ticket and all the tickets he bought for the guys that he played with and some other service members for the Air Force, so they could come watch
yeah,
a game. And I've even seen where he's made comments allegedly. I can't remember the source that even when he gets done playing baseball, he wants to go into the Air Force and
yeah.
serve his country. So
I
I,
just
I love that
And
man.
if he wants to approach it that way and say, "Well, I wear Team USA uh, because representing the country and representing the men and women of the military and all that," good for him. Great,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. And for people to point at guys like him and be like, "Well, it's not supposed to be about that," and blah blah blah. Well, don't tell players how to approach the game.
Wait a
You know what I
minute.
mean?
Isn't the exactly, but isn't the Olympics about taking pride in your country?
Exactly.
Why
And
can't the WBC be the same thing?
exactly because as you
It
know,
is if it's a different country. No one's
exactly.
saying
As you
anything about
know,
the other guys.
we don't have baseball in the Olympics, so this is literally the next
This is it.
closest thing. And if players, if players want to approach it as serious as Team USA does, or if players like in the like the DR want to approach it the way they do, that's fine.
Yeah.
It kills me when you get on X, which that place is toxic. Let's be real, but
Oh
when you
yeah.
get on X after last night and you have so many people, well, that's the last time I'm going to root for team. Oh, who's done with the WBC now that the DR's out? And that's the last time I'm going to root
Not
for
us.
Team USA and
Not
anything.
Dugout
And blah.
Dispatch.
It's just, it is. It's petty, and it just gets tiring seeing people try to tell players this is how you should. And it's like, you don't know, like
Exactly.
just stop.
Well, some other things that going on with the WBC that's more important and more important to report on. I remember texting you last night. I may have used some explicit language the other night, which I won't say on the pod. But I
No.
was like, dude, Seiya Suzuki, like what are
Oh
you
my
doing,
gosh.
man? Like Seiya
That was at the
Suzuki.
beginning of the game too.
If we can take a Cubs break real quick while we're
Hey, this
talking
is a
about
baseball show,
WBC,
Steve. We can do it.
right? And this is the only time me personally I get to talk about the Cubs. But Seiya Suzuki, what are you doing, man? Never steal bases. You're just not a guy that steals bases. And it seems like every time that you do, you get hurt. And I remember watching him fall. I was watching it live when it happened, and he got up slow, and I was just like,
I know.
"Oh my
I was the
god,
same
who's
way.
going to play right
Um,
field? Will he be ready for opening day?" But I did see a status update. He's back with the team. He had an MRI done today. We're waiting to see what happens. I think it's an issue with his knee,
it is. It's
from what
something
I read. So
all I've seen. So The only thing I've seen is he was walking very gingerly on it
Yeah.
today. All I can say is fingers are crossed. If he needs a kneecap, he can have mine. But yes,
Mine too.
I seen that just because I seen it and I get it. He's trying to win that game, which that was a good game too. Uh, it just man, because he is so crucial to that Cubs team because I think he's a guy that he can hit you 40 home runs if he's healthy. It's just the problem is just like last season,
It's
he's
a
had an
crucial
oblique.
year for him too.
It
His
is.
last year on his deal.
I believe I was gonna say it's a contract year for him. And he had an oblique issue last season. He's always had an oblique issue on and off throughout the last few years. But for this man, which he's not going to play much right field, so that's okay. But you've got to have him in that lineup. And so I'm hoping it's something.
Who's going to be the opening day right fielder? Is it going to be Matt Shaw or Michael Conforto? That's what I've been mulling over all day long.
Oh yeah, that's true. It could be Conforto. I'm not sure, but you've got to have say in that lineup, man. And when I seen that the other night, I was just like, gosh, man. Which speaking of Japan, real quick, and we're talking about players.
Hopefully, it's like a knee contusion or like something.
I hope so, man. I really do. Yeah. Hopefully, it's just one of those things. It's a bruise or something, and we're laughing about it next week when we're up in the bleachers watching the game. Which, by the way, Steve, I got my ticket today. My ticket on SeatGeek came in today. Basically 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes after you, or just before you emailed me the link, I got it. I was like, it's fate, man. We're about to get on here and talk about baseball. Hey, here's your Cubs ticket, Tyler. But no, speaking of play, we were talking about earlier about just players like on the USA. I was excited for and stuff. Real quick with Japan, I'm excited about Murakami with the White Sox. Like that grand slam he hit the other game. Like I get it. I know they didn't go. They ended up losing, but there's a clip of. I was gonna say there's a clip of him and Ohtani in the dugout. Did you see that? That was so
elbow, and then that next at bat.
But that was just so cool. There was that interaction and stuff like that. Stuff like that is why I wish we would have an extra view. Like I would pay the extra money on MLB TV if you give me a camera. Like
give us that Ken Rosenthal.
Get rid of Ken Rosenthal. Wow, we're on are we thinking the same thing right now? Like get rid of Ken Rosenthal. Just give me a camera in the dugout so you could see stuff like that, man. That is so cool. And just to see that interaction.
Maybe an on-field reporter that's like standing to the side, kind of doing, speak about what you know, right? We're Cubs fans, like, what Taylor McGregor does.
And don't get rid of Taylor McGregor. She's great. Do not get rid of her. But give me a reporter here and there. But like what
that stuff is so like, dude. So speaking on that, I cannot wait for Pete Crow Armstrong to get back to the Cubs to see what all he's learned from that clubhouse with Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt and of course Alex Bregman and Kyle Schwarber and Murakami, what all he's learned from Ohtani and Seiya Suzuki.
I think I think it's great for guys like PCA and Bregman starting spring training off like in this kind of atmosphere and then just turning around and taking it straight into the season, especially with a guy like PCA who, he's struggled in the past offensively. And spring training, you have your days in spring training.
He's shown signs, though, this WBC being more patient at the plate, not swinging it at the first pitch.
I don't know, Steve, I don't know if you get that if he's just playing regular spring training games that, let's be real, don't mean crap. I don't know if you get that from PCA if he's not playing in the WBC. So maybe it's something that carries over into the start of the season.
Absolutely. And to give everybody an update for those that may be watching live, or if you go back and watch this video tomorrow or later on this week, we're recording live right now. It's 9:05 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday, March 16th. Venezuela is currently playing Team Italy. It's the top of the 7th, 2-1 Italy. We'll know here in another 3 innings, here in a couple minutes, who's going to be playing the final game against Team USA. It's looking like a similar game.
Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see USA play?
I love our boy Palencia. I really wanted to see Palencia pitch to Suzuki the other night.
Danny P's been really good.
He's been really good, man.
Which is nice. Good to see.
Yeah. I mean, and I would like to see Venezuela, because of our boy Palencia, Ronald Acuna Jr. Man, just
You got them. You got
going
Luis
toe to toe with
Arias,
Otani the other night.
both the Contreras brothers. You got
Yeah,
Jackson Churio. You got Miguel Cabrera in the on the bench, just like yelling at umpires. You got Suarez, man. It's a stacked
exactly.
lineup for sure.
And you said the Contreras brothers. It made me think about something I saw earlier today. This is NFL related. That Justin Fields, previous quarterback for the Bears, was the Jets. He just got traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. But when I looked at a recent picture of him today, he looks just like William Contreras.
Oh yeah,
Go look
yeah.
up a picture of Justin
Okay,
Fields and tell me he doesn't look like William Contreras.
I will.
I
I'll
think
do
that's
that.
his doppelganger. But I got to go with Team Italy, man. As much as I'd love to see Palencia, go to the final game,
I want to see the rematch. I
I
agree.
want to see the rematch, and I want to
And
see
honestly, this
Team USA
WBC,
get it.
this has been like a coming out party for Vinny Pasquiano
Yeah,
or Vinny Pascantino. I probably butchered his name, but
that's
man,
Catino.
he's a guy that you see how he acts, especially when he, like earlier today, there was an interview with him and Jack Caglione with MLB TV. Like just watching him interact, it's just like the big brother, little brother, putting him under his wing and stuff. Like he's a guy that gets it. Vinny P is a guy. I look at Vinny P and it's like I get Anthony Rizzo vibes
Yeah,
with that team with the Royals. And you see that, you see Caglione, you see, Salvador Perez, Mikel Garcia, who's playing for Venezuela right now, Bobby Witt with USA. Like you see those guys, and you're like, man, Caglione is a guy before tonight that I watched a couple of his games, and it's like, man, I want to see him just go off this season. What stinks is before he got to the majors, when he was playing for Florida, he was a two-way player, and he was a lefty that was hitting 100 plus miles an hour on the mound.
that's insane.
And they joked with them. They joked with them earlier tonight about, so if they need a lefty tonight to come in from the pen that can throw 100 plus miles an hour, and he looked over at Jack Caglione, and before he even answered, Vinny P's like, no, we're not. That's not happening. Like just joking and stuff. But yeah, man, I agree. I want to see Team Italy win it. At least, back it up. I want to see Team Italy win tonight. And yeah, I want to see that rematch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be an incredible game tonight. I wish we was watching it live, but we on here with all you peoples. But yeah, it seems like the game right now. I was just looking. Lorenzen's pitching for Italy, and I think Jackson Churio was just up at the plate. But it's a close game.
It makes me wish that playback never went out of business. Because having a playback right now would be awesome.
Exactly. And I saw a little bit of maybe, shall I dare call it, drama from a fellow pitcher on the Pirates earlier today, who was Bubba Chandler, talking about how Paul Skenes is spoon-fed, first overall pick, spent 14 minutes in the minor leagues, and then Paul Skenes came back, and he's like, if you don't like it, pitch better.
Dang, I didn't see that. What was that on X?
I saw it on Strikeout Buzz's page on Instagram, and then they had a video clip with it too, where both of them are being interviewed, and then Paul Skenes giving his response back.
That's hilarious.
Hey, when you got it, man. It ain't his fault.
I'm excited. Hopefully, I have high expectations for that Pittsburgh rotation, especially when Jared Jones comes back. And if those guys even mimic half of Paul Skenes' just demeanor, man, they're going to be nasty, dude. They're going to be, and Bubba Chandler is going to be one of them.
Oh yeah, and check this stat out. I found this earlier this morning. I thought was quite interesting on Mason Miller. Since September 8th of last year, hitters are 0 for 50 with 39 Ks against Mason Miller since September 8th of last year.
I can believe it. Yeah. He's a guy that I tell you what,
say elite?
I'm glad he's not in our division. I'm so glad he's not in our division. And it's funny because last night in the ninth inning, even Will Smith was having a hard time catching him. that ball that popped out of his glove. Like he's filthy, dude. He's filthy, and it's crazy to think when he first started with the A's, he was a starter. He made his debut 2 years ago against the Cubs in Oakland.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I want to say it was Mason Miller versus Justin Steele in Oakland, and I think the Cubs ended up winning. But I don't know. He didn't make many starts, and then it was kind of like, all right, we're going to figure something else out because, yeah, he started off as a starting pitcher, which I guess most relief pitchers start off as starting pitchers. But yeah, it's just crazy to think. I mean, I guess you could say he kind of had a similar start to the MLB that Aroldis Chapman did. Because remember, Aroldis Chapman came in with Cincinnati and was like, "Oh, he's going to be a starter. He's going to be a starter." I don't think he may have made a start in the minors, but I'm pretty sure it was really, really early. They were like, "No, you're going to be a closer," and I think Chapman, obviously for sure, it saved his career and probably saved his arm, and it may have done the same thing for Mason Miller.
Mm-hmm. We got a little bit of drama too. A little bit from Team Dominican Republic coming in from Juan Soto. I just saw him speaking at the end of per Jeff Passan. Juan Soto's quote was, "We showed the world who's the best team in baseball." That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw that. I commented on that. I said, okay, the best team, the best players, yes. The best team, no.
Yeah.
They, as far as talent, roster, lineup, whatever, I would say they had the best players. But as far as just the team itself, no. Mm-mm.
No, definitely didn't have the best pitching.
And it just, I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know if petty's the right word, but even after the game, like they didn't even address the media. They all like changed in the clubhouse, and then they got up and walked out and played like they had their music on real loud and was just walking out, leaving. It's like, come on, dude. Yeah. Like,
and I mean to give some credit, to Team DR on the lineup who played, the guys that played in their first WBC this year. Guerrero Jr. had 5 extra base hits. He slugged 944 with 1.4. 1.420 OPS. Caminero had 3 home runs. He slugged 850 with a 1.259 OPS. And Tatis Jr. playing making his first World Baseball Classic appearance, had 11 RBIs, 538 OBP, and a 1.238 OPS.
Tatis is, I mean, he's one of maybe 5, if that, 5 tool players in the MLB right now. He's definitely one of them. I mean, he's made for the big moment. He's the guy that I don't want to see in a game, in a situation where you need a big hit. I don't want to see Tatis because he more than likely delivers. Caminero, this season is going to be interesting with him because Tampa will be playing in their park in Tropicana. And not the minor league park they're playing in. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Juan Soto, I didn't realize until last night that he had cornrows going into the game. So I
didn't notice that either.
Yeah, if he comes into the season with that, I'm calling it right now, 40-40 season for Soto.
Yeah, I like that.
And what's crazy fact about Soto, the dude led the National League last year in stolen bases with, I believe, 38. And he's never had, hang on real quick. It's either this whole time up until last season, he just didn't care about stolen bases, or he unlocked something. But before last season, Steve, the most stolen bases he's ever had in a season. You want to take a guess before last season?
Most stolen bases.
He had 38 last year. What do you think his highest number was before that?
Before that, I'm going to go with 27.
12.
12
wow. Stolen bases. Yeah.
Wow. So you get that $700 million check, baby. It puts some pressure on you. You better get them feet moving.
He got that money and was like, man, I got that money. I'm running, literally. Or he just unlocked something last year. I don't know, but I'm calling it 40-40 season. If Soto starts a season with the cornrows, he's going 40-40 this year. Going 40-40.
It very well could happen. And to kind of wind things down and to put a bow, if you will, on the WBC coverage before we end things, got a question for you, Tyler. Saw
Okay.
this pop up on Dugout Reports Instagram page earlier today. Would Team USA, the current Team USA right now, would they beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series? Yes or no?
Boy.
And after you give me your pick, I'll tell you the poll percentage.
I'm going to say
Good question.
everybody's healthy, right?
Everybody's healthy.
So everybody on the Dodgers is healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. I think
Who would be the catcher
of
for
the Dodgers? Will Smith.
Well, no, he's on Team USA.
Well, I mean, like, if you had him on there and then Cal Raleigh, because Cal Raleigh's the catcher for Team USA as well.
So let's say Will Smith's on the Dodgers. We got
You can put Will Smith on both teams. Let's just say hypothetically you put him on both teams. Because you got Freddie Freeman at first. You've got Mookie Betts. You've got Shohei. You've got Kyle Tucker, Teoscar Hernandez, and I can't. But that pitching staff too. I as far as the starting rotation, I'm going Dodgers. Bullpen, I'm going Team USA. Oh gosh, this is a tough one, Steve. I think I'm going to say the Dodgers.
Going to say the Dodgers.
They've been there, done that twice.
So the question was, would Team USA, this year's Team USA, beat the current Dodgers in a 7-game series? And on the poll, 77% of people said yes. Team USA would beat the Dodgers. You're in the minority, my man.
They got the bullpen. Okay, I'll give them this. They got the bullpen. And as we know, in a 7-game series, your bullpen can make or break it. You have a disgusting bullpen. Okay, maybe I'll change my pick. Okay. I don't know. I look at back it up a little bit. Does Team USA have Tarek Skubal or not?
Yes.
Because like he pitched that one game. Okay, then I would probably say Team USA because Paul Skenes obviously would be your number one, but I wasn't thinking, okay, if you didn't have Skubal, then it'd be Paul Skenes. And then, it's one of those things where, well, if we can beat Paul Skenes one time, then we have Nolan McLean, which I don't know. Okay, then let's go Team USA then. Okay.
Team USA, baby. Final decision. That's who we're picking on the Dugout Dispatch. And to get into some other news.
Maybe I'll do that. The new MLB The Show just came out. I got the pre-order, which by the way, not to brag.
Give the show give it a spotlight real quick because I haven't bought it yet. And I'm
okay. So
this week
I do the pre-order every single time. And I do it on PlayStation. And you do the pre-order, you get all the pre-stuff, the 20 packs, and you get your now and later in packs and all that kind of stuff. Very first, got it out of a standard pack. My very first diamond pull of the year. No BS. I sent you a picture. Jose Ramirez, the second or third most highest rated live card behind Aaron Judge and Shohei. I sold them though. I sold them because here's the thing. Beginning of the second the game drops, everything is super, super high. So I sold it. But anyways, so far it's fun. It's a little different. You got the pitch comm like on the like as you're playing on your controller, like it's got the little speaker here, like it speaks out of like it sounds like a pitch comm coming out. It'll be like fastball, low and away, and all this kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. But no, so far so good. I mean, now that we're talking about Team USA versus the Dodgers, I may have to like take the Team USA roster and just do like a simulation so many times or something. That'd be kind of cool. But
real quick to end on the WBC, we got some breaking news right now. It's the bottom of the 7th. Acuna Jr. just hit a homer, I believe. Venezuela is back on top. It is 4, Italy 2.
Oh shoot, man.
Oh man.
Wow.
We're gonna see what's about to happen. I think it was a homer.
Wait, hang on.
Your guy.
No, Acuna, Garcia, and Arias all laced out RBI singles. All three.
Okay, that's what it was. John Birdie's at bat right now.
Yeah. That's crazy,
Luzardo's
dude.
pitching. Venezuela's on top, 4-2. It could be Team USA versus Venezuela. We'll see. We got
That's gonna
3
be
more
tough,
innings
man.
left.
That's
Yep.
gonna be tough.
It's
I don't
gonna
know
be
who
tough.
pitches for Venezuela. Who would? I don't know who makes that start. Maybe Ranger Suarez.
Oh, that is a good question, but I did see. Let me pull it back up.
I know Nolan McLean's pitching for USA, which
Yeah,
I know.
Nolan
Like
McLean.
Scuba, here's what kind of sucks is Scuball's in the dugout. Like he drove back. I think they said yesterday to be with the team. It's kind of like, man,
Yeah.
couldn't we just pitch a couple innings? That'd be cool. But
I will see.
I'm not too high on Nolan McLean, but I am high on the bullpen. I did see, though, I'm almost positive that DeRosa's done came out and said that Mason Miller will not be available.
Oh, man.
Which sucks because I get it for the Padres. It's like, hey, we need him for the season, but man.
Yeah. It would be really super nice to have him.
Yeah.
Some other things going on with spring training right now. Looking at some stat leaders for average. Matt McClain with the Cincinnati Reds at 553. OBP, Matt McClain, 605. Slugging, Matt McClain, 1.105.
Yeah, they need
OPS, Matt McClain, 1.710. Hits, Matt McClain, 21. Matt McClain's just a stud right now. And
as much as we're not Reds fans, the Reds need that bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
They do need that bad.
And there was a lot of questions coming in whether or not Matt McClain was going to return to what was it, his 2024 form. I believe that's what it was. So hey, good for him.
For home runs right now, we got Langoliers and Matt McClain tied for 6 RBIs. Tommy White with the Athletics. Stolen bases.
Tommy Tanks, LSU boy.
Yeah. Tommy. Stolen bases, we got Braden Ward with 18 for the Boston Red Sox. ERA average, we got Robbie Ray, 1.23. Saves from the Boston Red Sox. Tayron Guerrero with 3. Strikeouts, Taj Bradley, 19. Average for Robbie Ray is 0.095. And whip with the New York Yankees, Will Warren at 0.67. Little stat leaders there for you in spring training. Tyler, got any final closing thoughts, my man, before we jump off here and sign off?
Real quick, college baseball new rankings came out. I'm not even an LSU guy, but they kind of got screwed over. They're not even ranked anymore. Neither is Coastal Carolina, which is crazy. But
I missed that.
Vandy had a nice win on Friday against LSU. They were up 10-4 at Vandy. Vandy was against LSU. LSU came back, tied it up 10-10, and then the bottom of the ninth, Vandy walked it off with a walk-off home run. That was pretty cool.
Dude, Vanderbilt's just turning into an overall sports school. They beat Florida the other night.
Yeah, whipped them in basketball.
Tournament.
Like I know Vandy's not ranked. Vandy's not ranked right now, but they're always good in baseball. Their football team has been tremendous the last 2 years. And yeah, like you said, that basketball team, which their basketball team really hasn't been in the past, like nothing to brag about. But here lately, I mean, you just spanked Florida. Yeah. Man, Coastal Carolina's always strong, and I don't know why in the world they're unranked now, but it makes no sense. But it's college baseball. The rankings change every single week, like no matter what, but whatever.
Yeah.
And
we'll definitely have to get into some more college baseball. That's for sure. I mean, baseball is back either way. Next week, we'll be at Wrigley, right?
I'm getting on a plane on Wednesday. It's happening on Wednesday afternoon. We will be in Chicago Thursday, first pitch. Cubs are going 162-0.
Got my ticket. Let's go.
We're not losing a game this year. I've got my jersey in that I'm wearing. I got that camo hat that you sent me. I got it in 2 days.
Did you get it?
I got it today. Yeah, it's going to be a good year. It hasn't even started. 162-0. It's never happened, but I've got a feeling, Steve. I've got a good feeling. And I got a good feeling about Team USA tomorrow, no matter who this is.
Win it all, baby. This concludes another episode of the Dugout Dispatch. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be with you all season long. Check out Tyler and the boys on Cubs on Tap. and we will see you guys on the next one. Go Team USA, baby.
Later.